Hey everybody, it's Rust Belt Collector here once again with another one of these Order 66 2-packs. This is part 4 of 6 of Series 2, and we're getting to the end of the Every Order 66 2-pack Ever series that I've been doing. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed it so far, and hopefully we can wrap this up pretty quick with the last 3 of these, and yeah. With this one, we've got yet another Emperor Palpatine, this time a little bit more angry than the last time. Definitely a lot more angry than last time. From Series 1 is what I'm referring to. Series 1 had a Palpatine and a Clone Trooper, and Series 2 has a Palpatine and a Clone Trooper. Yet again, one of those scenarios where they're not giving us new Jedi, they're not giving us Plo Koon, Kit Fisto, Saesee Tiin, any of those Jedi. No, we're getting another Obi-Wan, another Anakin, and another Palpatine. But you know, I've probably repeated myself many times on that in this series, so I won't try to go on that rant too many times now in this video. The second figure is Commander Ville of the 501st. I think he's from a comic book. I don't know if that outfit is from the comic book, but the Clone Trooper is a comic book character. Characters like Appo, I know, are comic book and technically movie characters, but they added like the pauldron, so I know he's a comic book character. I don't know if that's his comic book accurate outfit. But anyways, onto the back here, really cool rendering of a Clone Trooper, Commander Ville, with the blue markings. They gave him 2 stripes on his thigh armor there, and he's only got 1 on the actual action figure. So that's an interesting little detail that they kind of messed up, but you know, it happens. And then here, of course, we have Emperor Palpatine in what looks to be actually like a Return of the Jedi rendering of his character. And in the background, there's a Clone Trooper standing around what looks to be a holotable. I don't think I noticed anything like that on any of the previous packs, so that's kind of interesting. But anyways, it says down here, Palpatine sends secret orders to Commander Ville, who is the clone commander of the 501st Legion, on New Plimpto. Plimpto, interesting. At the end of the Clone Wars. So they shortened the bios on these, so there's not really that much to say, but that might actually be like a background from the comic book, because I could be wrong, I think Commander Ville gets killed by Palpatine or Vader because he did something wrong. He goofed up. So, yeah, the Clone Troopers really had a hard time serving their new masters. At least the Jedi didn't go around killing them every time they failed a mission. That, you know, they probably shouldn't have killed all the Jedi, because they would have been better bosses. But anyways, let's break this pack open and take a look at the figures inside. And there we go. We got them out of the package, and let's take a look at them up close. The Emperor Palpatine here is actually a repack of a Revenge of the Sith figure, I believe, and it's pretty much just a straightforward copy. It's not anything changed or really added. He's got this necklace going on here, or some sort of chain that maybe clasps his cloak together, and then you can bring the hood up, I think, too, on this, maybe. I don't actually know. We'll see. Yes, there we go. The hood does go up, and it turns him into, I don't even know. It's one of the ways that the stitching on a lot of these soft goods just is too big for the figure, so we have this little cone head going on here for Palpatine. It's not his best look, I will say that. Definitely not his best look. But you do have soft goods running down for his whole cloak from the hood down to the back here. And you have a separate piece that covers his legs and is more of like a little skirt or something. They do give him leg articulation and ankle articulation, which is really nice. So the soft goods are put to good use there, where you can actually get a range of motion out of him. You know, if you want to have him dancing or something like that, he can get wild on the dance floor with his new posable legs. So it's really nice that they added that. They didn't just kind of cheap out and give him straight legs with like swivels at the elbows or something. You can see here they've even got really nice sculpting on his wrists as well as his hands, and those have hinge and swivels at the elbows and at the shoulders with a swivel at the hand. For whatever reason, mine has this weird paint app on his hand there with like 2 fingers that are really dark gray. It almost looks intentional, but I have to imagine that that's just some sort of factory error. I don't know why that would be there. It's definitely not something from the movies or anything like that, but doesn't have it on the other hand, so it seems to just be something that is an error with mine, just a one-off issue. But I would say this is a pretty good figure. He does also have a torso swivel, and then also the ball-jointed head, which is typical. It's a pretty solid Emperor Palpatine action figure, I would say. If you could find some way to modify the cape to get it to just lay a little bit better as a hood, I think that would be the best route. I would say that that's probably the best route to go with it, but you can deal with it however you decide. The head sculpt is really phenomenal. I don't know if you can catch all the detail on the camera. I hope you can, but really a nice head sculpt with great paint apps for all of it. I mean, the teeth, the lips, the nose, the eyes, all of those are expertly painted and just gives it a really nice kind of spooky look, a very Emperor Palpatine look. Now, he does come with a lightsaber, this time the correct lightsaber hilt at least. It's kind of like a hot pink almost. It's not really a red lightsaber, just something to do with the plastic. Maybe it faded in the packaging. I don't know. These have been boxed up for almost 10 years, so it happens. But the hilt has some really nice paint apps on it. It's got like the silver, gold, and black detailing, and he can hold that just fine in his hand so that he can kill all of the treacherous Jedi that he needs to, or fight Mace Windu. And then, of course, he also comes with, in the little accessory baggie, he comes with a cane for more of a Return of the Jedi kind of fitting outfit. I don't think he ever uses a cane in Revenge of the Sith, but I could be wrong. And then, of course, there's two blasters that go with Commander Ville. I'm not going to mess with taking those out. I'll just leave them in there because they're all the same. Then next up we have Commander Ville of the 501st. He is a repaint of the Evolution Commander design, 2005 Evolution Commander. He's also the same mold as Thyre, Commander Thyre that we saw in episode 1 of this series, which was also a Clone Trooper Palpatine 2-pack. So it's interesting that they kept the same design, the same basic mold of the Clone Trooper with the Palpatine. It may not have been intentional, but it is something worth noting. This figure is really nice as a Clone Trooper. It's got this muted, kind of flat blue color for all of the markings of the 501st. Instead of having stripes down the legs, he's got just one on each side, a pinstripe running over his thigh. Then he's got his pauldron and his comma as usual. The comma has a nice black wash, it looks like, or some sort of paint wash over the back. It just gives it a nice texture and makes it look a little bit more rugged, more realistic, and less like a piece of plastic, which is always a nice touch. Now, the only thing that sets this guy apart, I guess, from the typical 2005 Evolution Clone Commander is that instead of giving him a Tamora Morrison head, he's actually given the Stormtrooper head from, I believe, the 30th anniversary Stormtrooper Commander. So it's got this kind of hood going on over top of it, and then on the face you've got these nicely painted scars running across his nose, his cheek, and his eye. It's an interesting choice. I don't know if he's ever seen without his helmet in the comics, and maybe that's more accurate. I really don't know. But it really doesn't make that big of a difference either way. The helmet still fits well. It does look cool. If you have his helmet off, he's got this cool, unique face that is going to set him apart from other clone commanders. But it is an interesting choice that they did that, and I'm all for it. It's a nice way to differentiate the commanders just a little bit more, especially if you take off their helmet and display them that way. As for articulation and all that, it's the same as your typical 2005 Evolution Commander. He's got a ball-jointed head, hinge and swivel, swivel, swivel at the torso, hinge at the hips, hinge and swivel at the knee, hinge and swivel at the ankle. Back in these days of Hasbro making these clone troopers, there's really no mold that they made that was bad inherently, especially when it came to these single-carded and even like the 2-packs and such. These ones are just the perfect clone troopers. Most of them had good articulation, all of them really had good paint apps and sculpting and that sort of thing, and you really couldn't go wrong with getting any of the Hasbro 2005 through like 2008, 9, 10. Those figures were just top of the line in my opinion, and this is just another shiny example of that. And there you have it. There is the Order 66 2-pack, Emperor Palpatine and Commander Ville. There's not much else to say about them. They're really awesome, and as I've probably said with all these, this is a good pack to pick up, I think. It's a really nice one, and the prices on these packs are all still pretty reasonable. So if you can find it somewhere, definitely pick it up, especially if you're a fan of the 501st Legion. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. If the video was something that you really enjoyed, please leave a like down below. Maybe comment also which pack's been your favorite so far, and if you're going to be picking up any of these. As always, there's a link down in the description to my Instagram page. It's where I do a lot of toy photography and stuff with figures just like these. And I sometimes will do updates on the channel and just things going on from there as well. So definitely check that out and give it a follow if you want to. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.